For this resource walkthrough, I chose Engage New York. The grade I chose was grade 1, and I focused on Module 1 because that is the basics, and that is where, if I was in first grade, my students would have just been. In this, you have the option to look at the full module, which has all of the things that you need to become successful. The module overview is just like the general, this is what the unit is about. These are some things you might use. These are some good things to know. And then I like how they have a mid-module assessment and an end-of-module assessment. So the midway through, you can see like how you're doing and if there's anything you need to improve on. So I clicked on the full module, and it brings you to a Word document, and it has lots of lessons for you within the first lesson. So this lesson would technically be taught on the first day of school, which I think is a little crazy because there is so much to go into this on the first day of school. And I think you need to start at more basics, but this is what they have. So this is just analyzing and describe embedded numbers to 10 using 5 groups and number bonds. So in the assessment, or in the Nebraska standards, students will demonstrate, represent, and show relationships among whole numbers within the base 10 number system. So this is a good way to start because it is the numbers up to 10, and you're using 5 groups and number bonds, which is something I haven't seen done so early on in the school year. So here, I use this with my second graders. It's, you should be showing your hands and say, okay, I have 5, and say you want 7. You put up your second hand and say 5, 6, 7. They do it a little bit different here. They flash it, where I have them say 5, 6, 7. Within this, they also have groups of 5 for addition problems. So Dora found 5 leaves that blew through the window. She added 2 more. How does she have now? And she was really thinking that, like, okay, I have 5, so I can start after 5. Another thing I liked that I haven't seen before was the egg carton. So the teacher cut off the end. So you had 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom, which is really useful for when you use activities that use a 10 frame, because if you had 2 different colored counters, you could add within the 10 frame, which is an area where students struggle. I always had to do it on marker board, make your own 10 frame, but I really like this idea. But here, they're quizzing how many slots are in the top row, and the student says 5, so now they're able to be like, okay, I have 5, 6, 7. And finally, the last thing that I really like that I would include for homework pages or morning pages or pages within the lesson is circling 5 and then creating the number bonds. So it's like, okay, I have 5 here. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3. You can add 3 and then the number bond. As you can tell by what I'm clicking, they're actually editable, which is really nice because it makes it seem like on Teachers Pay Teachers you have to pay for everything. But here, you can edit the worksheets, and there's pictures, there's numbers, so there's many different ways for students to use this thinking. Dominoes. Overall, I found this resource very useful.